Hi guys! We're Kendra and David Lucas, and we're currently living our dreams, traveling full-time for the next 2 years.
In this video, we're going to share with you how we went from being overworked and working 3 jobs to being able to go wherever we want, whenever we want, and live out our dreams traveling around the world. Our new lifestyle is not without challenges. We weren't expecting to be in the middle of a full-blown pandemic.
But this is our new reality.
We weren't expecting that countries would close their borders as we travel.
I honestly didn't even know that was possible.
We weren't expecting to be stranded in Thailand.
But it is so beautiful to be stranded here.
We have no idea where we'll be next month, but we don't regret the decisions that we made.
So stay tuned as we show you how we get started traveling full-time, following our simple motto of imagine it, plan it, live it. So come along. So we're from Nashville, Tennessee, also known as Music City, USA. We both worked in clinical trials in Nashville for many, many years. We also had side jobs of selling real estate, teaching English as a second language online, and teaching salsa dance to supplement and to hopefully one day replace our 9-to-5s. Salsa was a true passion for both of us. We loved the music and enjoyed how partner dancing made us feel so deeply connected to other people. We made powerful friendships through dance, and with each class we taught, we were growing a community, creating new dancers every single week. It was a beautiful thing to be part of. But even as our businesses grew, we could never seem to drop the 9-to-5. It was like a security blanket that we were terrified to let go of. In the process of all of that, we were getting burned out. We were both working 3 jobs apiece, working to pay off debt, trying to get ahead. We had no days off, and we were just hustling every day. And there's no way we could have kept up that pace for many years longer. So there were 4 big contributors to inspire us to make such a big change in our lives.
Kendra and I really love to travel. So every waking moment that we had, that we could travel, whether it was with our family or if it was just us together, we would go to places like Italy, China, Spain, France, you name it. Anywhere we wanted to go, Thailand, anywhere we wanted to go, we would spend those times traveling, and we used all our vacation time to do it.
We started just doing 1 international trip a year, then 2, then 3, then 4, until we knew that it was something that we wanted to do more than just vacation time. We wanted to travel full time. Another big inspiration to us were YouTube travel bloggers. I was always watching YouTube, getting travel ideas from other vloggers, and then I stumbled across vloggers who were living abroad full-time for $1,000 a month, and some traveling full-time for just $2,000 a month. And my mind was blown about how economically they were traveling, and it's like they're living my dream on far less money than I thought was necessary. So I thought, if they can do it, why can't I do it? I want to do that too. So that got my wheels turning and trying to figure out how to make this all a reality. Our third big inspiration was our trip to Thailand.
In 2019, Kendra and I, we took a tour of Thailand. We went to many cities. We went to Chiang Mai, Bangkok, Phuket, and we were really inspired by that trip. There was a lot of things that came about. Meditation was one of the big things for Kendra. For me, I had been meditating for years, so for me it was just kind of eye-opening to see all the beautiful temples and all the beautiful beaches, and we just had such a great time. I think it was the first time that we actually said we could live here. This would be awesome.
When we went, it was the first time that I really got into meditation, going to the temples, seeing how people would meditate, and our tour guide as well was talking about her practice with meditation, and it really got me into doing more research. So meditation really is the fourth contributor to what kind of inspired me. When I got back home, I joined a meditation group, and over the weeks and months of practicing, I just got more calm. I was more at peace, and I was able to let go of a lot of the fears that was keeping me working 3 jobs. Like, I was always worried about losing my job, losing the house, of having financial trouble, and I was working excessively, more than needed to survive. And meditation helped me realize I really don't need 3 jobs. And I realized that we had enough. If we sold everything, we could travel comfortably for years. So that was a huge revelation that I wouldn't have gotten if I just kept on following my same pattern. Meditation helped me stop my regular pattern and see something different for myself. And because of meditation, I asked David one day, what do you think about selling the house, selling everything we have, quitting our jobs, and just traveling the world for a couple of years? And he said,
when do we leave?
And I was so surprised about that. I thought he would take some more convincing, but it was an instantaneous yes for him. So once we were both in agreement, it just came down to planning how we were going to do this crazy life change. So we knew the equity in our home was enough to finance the trip. So our big plan was to sell the house and to use the proceeds to travel for 2 years. Selling the house was the most practical thing to do for us because it's so hard to travel full time when you have to take care of a property distantly, and it's so much more expensive. We would have had to hold back traveling for years if we had to maintain a home in the US while traveling at the same time. Selling the house both gave us the money we need, and it took away one big worry that we no longer have to, we can travel freely knowing we don't have to take care of anything back home.
Once we made the decision we were going to sell the house, there was several steps we had to take. Fortunately for me, I'm a real estate broker, so I think about these things differently than Kimberly. I've been selling properties for years. I knew we had a great home. We got our property at a very low price when the market was down, so I knew that there was quite a bit of equity in it. I knew the house would sell. We took very good care of the house. There were some things that we needed to fix on the house, as many houses, there's things that get overlooked. So we did those things. But I had no doubt that the house would sell soon. I just wanted to make sure that we got top dollar for our investment. And once we set out to do that, I was going to make that happen.
We put the house on the market, and every day it was on the market, I was as nervous as can be, like praying every day, please sell, because we couldn't live out our dreams if we couldn't sell the house. David was cool as a cucumber the whole time though. But within 20 days, we did finally get a full price offer. Yay! And that put everything in motion. It was really easy once we got the offer and everything on contract. So we bought the house in 2012 for about $135,000 and sold in 2019 for $284,000. Because we had this asset and because it appreciated so much, it made traveling very easy for us, fortunately. So when they say real estate is the best investment you can make, they are not joking, people. Do it. And since we were successful in selling the house, next we had to decide what type of travelers we wanted to be. We didn't really want to be as low budget as some of the backpackers we saw on YouTube, but yet we wanted to still go think about the longevity of our trip. So we didn't want to do luxury travel either. So we consider ourselves more mid-range, mid-level travelers, and we really focus on keeping our budget low, trying to stay in hotels that are less than $50 a night, which is actually pretty easy to do in Southeast Asia, and just focus on eating at street food or small local restaurants, trying to keep our food costs low as well. I originally budgeted us as traveling under $6,000 a month, so $3,000 per person. But as we've been traveling, we've been very fortunate that we've been able to keep the budget even less than that. So we've been spending just $5,000 a month, or $2,500 per person.
Yeah, and with that, Kendra and I, we traveled for many years, and we really would spend the money. I mean, we
would spend a lot.
We were working 3 jobs, people. Well, we love to travel, and so traveling to us was a luxury,
yeah.
And we treated ourselves well. So spending for traveling for vacationing was very different from this. This was going to be a long-term endeavor for 2 years, so we wanted to keep a reasonable budget, not the lofty budget we're used to. But we were very careful, and Kendra's a meticulous planner, so we were able to still keep the cost low and not spend, like the big ballers we normally are. So we wanted to be reasonable. Yeah.
Yeah, when we were still working 3 jobs and we would go on vacation, we would take tours that were not per se expensive, but they weren't cheap either, and we would eat out at the most expensive places, and we would get unnecessary souvenirs that we all wound up throwing in the trash later, and all these little things that you aren't conscious of when you're on vacation, but you have to be conscious of when you make travel your lifestyle. So we cut out all the very expensive tours. We still take tours, but we make sure we take the shorter and the less expensive tours, and just focus on keeping our food budget really low, eating where locals eat, because we try to make ourselves feel like a local, if you will, instead of eating at the more ritzy, touristy places.
Let me give you an example of that. Kendra and I, when we go to cities, we think, when are we going to get back to that city? It'll probably be rare. It'll probably be never. So when we were going to those cities for vacationing, we wanted to do everything without regret. So if it meant spending a little extra, we would do that. On this type of trip is different. Give you an example. When we were in Singapore, everybody knows about the Eternity Pool in Singapore.
Oh, the infinity pool.
The infinity pool, in Singapore. Everybody knows about that. To Kendra, that's not a big deal. To me, that's a big deal. Okay? I want to be in the infinity pool. That's me. That's my lifestyle. I love stuff like that. We didn't go, on this trip. We were there. We were in the building. We were a floor down from it, but we weren't in the infinity pool on this trip.
Because it costs $300 a night to stay at the hotel, probably more than that, and that just wasn't in the budget, and just not doing the luxurious things for the next 2 years.
And that's a compromise when you're thinking about doing something for 2 weeks versus 2 years. That's a compromise that you have to be able to make if you want to go the distance.
Yeah.
If you want to feel secure, if you want to feel like you can go for a long time. Some sacrifices in the budget may need to be accounted for.
But the journey really makes up for it. The experiences that we are getting are invaluable. And to turn down, a fancy infinity pool is not really a huge sacrifice at the end of the day. So once we had our plan done and the budget done, all that was left is to live the dream. So we've taken all our possessions down to 2 pieces of luggage apiece, a backpack and a roller bag. It's so freeing to have so few possessions. We sold everything else. We sold all our little trinkets, our furniture, our cars, and now with these 2 bags, we can be packed and ready to go anywhere on the planet in just 30 minutes.
The hardest part was saying goodbye to friends and family that we're close to and that we were leaving behind in the United States. We're both social butterflies. So we were a big part of our community in Nashville, Tennessee. We love all our friends.
Enjoy the world. Bye, Kendra and David. We love you. Our hearts are broken. Bye. We love you.
Guys, we're gonna miss you a lot.
I'll miss you too.
I try to stay close to some of our friends even as I'm abroad. I may text them or send them messages on Facebook or different things like that, or WhatsApp. So I try to stay in touch with people, but it's difficult being away from your close friends.
It was bittersweet to close that chapter in our lives, but this new chapter really does feed a part of our souls that we weren't able to before. We feel the most alive when we're traveling, and we're just so lucky and so incredibly happy that we have the opportunity to do what we want when we want. Before, salsa dance was really our only way to express our creative side, but now the whole world is our muse, and we get to express ourselves through our photos and through our videos, and we just love sharing the world with you guys.
Please give the video a like, leave us a comment, and please remember to hit that red subscribe button. And if you're interested in seeing what it's like being stranded in Thailand, check out the videos on the right. Thanks so much for watching, and happy travel planning. Bye guys.